Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. Coming up, another big show here on Inside Golf. We begin with coverage of GAP's final two majors of the season. And in both cases, they produced surprising champions. Longtime member of Philly Cricket Club John Brennan was able to capture the GAP Open at his home club with a one-stroke victory over PGA pro Braden Shattuck. We'll meet John and hear more about how he earned the victory. Then we go to St. David's for GAP's Patterson Cup. 20-year-old Drew Nicholas was able to win a 5-hole playoff against the veteran Michael R. Brown Jr., and he did it thanks to some clutch putting. We'll also meet Drew and learn more about this Drexel golfer and how he was able to capture the Patterson Cup.
It'll be good for years.
And we'll also introduce you to the Philadelphia section of the PGA's Teacher Coach of the Year. And his name is Dave Zimmaro. It's all coming up next, right here on Inside Golf. The 25th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf get, visit montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By GAP, celebrating 125 years of amateur golf. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Welcome back to Inside Golf, and it's time now to turn it over to Marty Emino from the Golf Association of Philadelphia, who has highlights of two recent GAP majors, the Open Championship as well as the Patterson Cup.
Thank you, Harry. The final two majors of the GAP season produced a pair of surprising champions. Let's start with the Open Championship at Philadelphia Cricket Club's Wissahickon course. It was home club hero John Brennan, a longtime member, who worked his way into the mix late before securing a one-stroke victory over the most talented tournament field GAP assembles each year. He equaled the low round of the tournament with a closing 3-under 67. It was Brennan's second GAP major victory. He won the 2012 Middle Amateur at Chester Valley. 4 players finished tied for second at 1 over, including first-round leader and professional Braden Shattuck of Rolling Green. Shattuck, the club's director of instruction, and Robert Fenton, an assistant professional at Sunnybrook Golf Club, tied for low pro honors, each earning $6,125. Amateurs Ridge Patel of the Country Club of York and Marty McGuckin of Philadelphia Cricket Club rounded out the second-place quartet. Brennan's unexpected tally rekindled emotions of a jarring defeat in the Philadelphia Cricket Club Club Championship 2 years ago. In the final, Brennan fell to the aforementioned McGuckin. The Philadelphia Cricket Club Club Championship is one of the most difficult in the area to win due to its competitive nature. Brennan thought that chance was going to be his last to hoist a trophy of any major significance.
2 years ago, I lost to Marty McGuckin in a club
championship final, 42 holes, like it was a crusher, you know what I mean? Like, because then you're 41, you're like, how many more chances am I really going to have to win a club championship with the caliber of players here? You know, like, yeah, you don't know how many more chances, you know, like, you know, once again, if I'm getting older, there's 25s are starting, they're going to play in the mid-ams a little bit more. The Philly Am's just it's like grind, you know, that's built for the young person in golf, you know. This is 2 days, 18 holes, like, yeah, if I'm going to do something, this is kind of what's built for my type of mentality in golf. And like you said, I didn't feel that home club pressure. It's just kind of home club, I was comfortable in every shot I was trying to hit out there. Nothing I've never seen before.
Brennan was in full stealth mode most of the day. After 27 holes, Shattuck held a 2-shot lead. He was 2 under par. Brennan was 3 back at 1 over. However, Shattuck's driver started to get a little erratic, and Brennan's putter warmed up. A bogey on number 15 temporarily stopped the Brennan Express. In all, Brennan made 5 putts from 12 feet or longer in the final round, and 3 of those were to save par. On number 18, Brennan turned up the drama. He hammered a drive down the hill. He then laced an 8-iron from 176 yards, downhill and downwind, to 8 feet. Playing the putt outside left, the ball trundled up and into the right side of the cup. Birdie. Shattuck, a few groups behind Brennan, stepped to the 18th tee tied. However, his drive flared right and stopped out of bounds by 4 inches. He would go on to make double bogey.
I didn't feel, I know sometimes people talk about it, it's your home course, you should be able to go. I didn't feel that going into the tournament. I was more so like, I'm ready for this. They can put the tees wherever they want. I've played it before. They can put the pin wherever I want. I've seen that more than likely before. Like, and it's tough to get scoring clubs in your hand and make a lot of birdies. You just kind of gotta plod along and make some pars and, you know, avoid a number and just kind of, like I said, don't press the issues. That's when bad things can happen. Once again, you know, so many rounds are just not the way you can play the golf course.
A few weeks later, in the Joseph H. Patterson Cup, presented by Provident Bank, held at St. David's Golf Club, fresh-faced Drew Nicholas stunned all. The 20-year-old upstart from Galloway National Golf Club outdueled veteran and champion golfer Michael R. Brown Jr. in a 5-hole playoff. The two finished regulation tied at 7 under par. Then, in the predetermined 4-hole aggregate playoff, they again finished deadlocked, this time at 15 strokes apiece. That's when Nicholas's grit made great.
I'd say junior golf is probably the root of it. You're living and dying on every stroke out there because you're trying to get a scholarship at the end of the day. I think that's probably where I got my grit, but I think coming back to Drexel, being in Philly, I mean, it's just one of the grittiest cities in the country. So, yeah, I don't know where. You just got to dig deep sometimes.
At multiple times, Nicholas's championship chances seemed gone. Each time, he escaped. His most dire moment came on the final hole of the 4-hole aggregate playoff. Number 9, a par 3 measuring 230 yards. The Drexel University junior trailed Brown by a stroke, 11-12. Again, this was a 4-hole aggregate playoff. Both players pushed their tee balls right. Brown found the hard pan next to the car path, while Nicholas landed in the greenside bunker, but on a downward slope. Brown went first and chipped up to 20 feet left of the cup on the proper tier. Nicholas chunked his bunker shot, his words, not mine, and stared at a 30-footer up the hill must make. As if it was his destiny, Nicholas's par putt tumbled over the edge. Brown's looked for par, and the win dried up short. More golf was needed to decide a champion.
And then during the putt, I was just telling myself, get it to the hole. That's it. Like, if you miss it, so be it, but like, just get it to the hole. And luckily it fell. And I didn't expect it, quite frankly, but luckily I got it there. I struggled with that all day today. I probably put it a cup out right. I thought I was done, quite frankly.
Okay. Brown, the 2018 Patterson Cup victor and reigning BMW Philadelphia Amateur Champion, understands the medal Nicklaus displayed.
Yeah, Drew did what winners do, and they hit big shots at big moments. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't surprised when he made the putt on the fourth playoff hole. But usually somebody that wins a golf tournament does something special like that, and that was certainly that. That was an amazing putt at a time where he absolutely had to have it. So.
On the fifth playoff hole, back to number one, a par 4 measuring 385 yards, the first of sudden death now, Nicklaus secured the precious Patterson Trophy. With Brown long of the green in 2 shots, Nicklaus knocked a 60-degree wedge from 89 yards to 3 feet. Brown did manage to make par, but the steely Nicklaus stepped forward and calmly rolled in a birdie winner.
I hit it really good, and I just didn't want it to hit the pin. That sounds bad to say, but sometimes when you hit the ball in the pin, the results aren't that good. And so I was just saying, don't hit the pin, don't hit the pin. And luckily, it was perfect. Yeah. I figured he was gonna make par, and so I kind of knew I had to make the putt. So happy. It rolled end over end, and I was like, I think it's in, and then it went in. Just relieved once again. It was a long day and tough competition. Mike's one of the best, like I said. So to be able to beat him on a pretty big stage, almost mano-a-mano, so to speak, that was awesome.
Nicklaus entered the day atop the leaderboard, carding a first-round Patterson Cup scoring record of 7 under par. Brown started a stroke back. Little separated the two all day. Nicklaus had Brown by 2 strokes after the opening 9 holes. However, Brown birdied number 10 and Nicklaus bogeyed number 12. The two remained deadlocked all the way to the clubhouse. Nicklaus's earlier junior golf mention may seem a bit peculiar, but consider in 2017 he won the prestigious Optimus International Junior Golf Championship in Orlando. The list of winners of that event is a who's who of golf. You know, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and many more PGA Tour stars. He noted he received a serious amount of college offers before heading to NC State. Not the fit he was looking for, Nicklaus headed back home to Drexel University. The week wasn't a total loss for Brown, who sits as one of GAP's most accomplished players these days. He added to his career playing resume by clinching the season-long Silver Cross Award, his first. Congratulations to John and Drew for coming through when it mattered most. Reporting for GAP, I'm Marty Emino.
Thanks for the recap, Marty, and our congratulations go to those 2 GAP major winners from this year, John Brennan and also Drew Nicklaus. All right, stay with us. Up next, we'll introduce you to the pro from Overbrook who was recently named the Philadelphia section's Teacher of the Year.
Do you think this Valley Forest vacation was your idea? We've been patrolling this the whole time. This racing game is great, but nothing beats the real thing.
That sloth you think I love so much gets me a free trip to the zoo.
They don't know they're hungry yet, but I do. I'm starving!
Charlie, Charlie! Works every time.
Just wait until you see what I plan for the next trip. Visit Valley Forge where kids make the rules.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. I want to introduce you to a gentleman who, in a very short period of time, like 7 years that he's been in Overbrook Golf Club, and a little bit of time before that, has won a Philadelphia section of the PGA award. This is Dave Zimmaro. Thanks
Hi, Harry.
for joining us here on Inside Golf.
Thanks
Dave,
for having me.
Congratulations. You won 2 awards, and this year you won your 3rd.
Correct.
As the Teacher / Coach of the Year in the Philadelphia section.
Yes.
And you've been in Overbrook for 7 years. How long have you been a pro?
14 years now.
14 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Your other 2 awards were for junior development,
Yes,
right?
youth
in terms of
development.
getting youngsters involved in the game. And for the last 2 years, your team at Overbrook has reached the finals in the section championship for the PGA Junior League. So
Correct.
you must be doing something right when it comes to teaching, as well as having some pretty good pupils out there at Overbrook.
Yeah, we've found success. We've created kind of a buzz about the team. And the cool thing about PGA Junior League is that team aspect. And I think it's a great way to introduce juniors to the game in a less stressful manner that they can rely on their teammates.
How many do you have involved?
So we only carry 14 on the team, but a wait list of probably about 14 as well.
Okay. Well, keep it up. Don't pick up, kids.
We're going to be good for years.
As I like to say. What makes for a good teacher?
Really good question. I think being able to connect with your students. I think, every teacher in this section can tell you what the ball flight laws are and make you stop a slice. But what keeps those students coming back to you is connecting with them on an interpersonal level, being able to talk to them and just relate to real life situations with them and be more than a coach.
What's the easiest part of your job? Because you know where I'm going to follow that up with.
Yes,
okay?
right. So it's probably a double-edged sword. I think dealing with people. I love dealing with people. I love seeing the best in people and trying to get that out of them. And at the same time, it's probably the hardest thing to do, is especially in this game where it can be stressful and it can be so negative at times, being able to be that positive reinforcement to bring that out in them and have them enjoy this game that can be so daunting at times. Being able to see that spectrum of, just starting off and someone that's at the end of their career has been a blessing for me to see golf from every perspective possible.
It is a game for all ages, and we're lucky to have with us today on Inside Golf Dave Zimmaro.
Harry,
He
thank
is
you.
the 2022 Philadelphia Section Teacher Coach of the Year, assistant pro at Overbrook. Stay with us. Dave's going to be with us when we come back after the break. He's going to be part of our teed-off panel. That's next here on Inside Golf.
You were the historian in that article, weren't you?
Welcome back. Inside Golf now continues with our teed-off panel. We are back here at Lulu Country Club in Upper Dublin Township, Montgomery County. Beautiful day on the back deck here at Lulu. And our guest panelist today, Joe Bausch, is back with us. Joe teaches chemistry at Villanova, but his passion, I think it's safe to say, Joe, is the game of golf. And he also is the originator of the Bausch collection of photographs of golf courses all over the place, and also the Bausch Archives, which is a collection of literally hundreds of golf articles, either magazine, newspapers, whatever. Joe, good to see you back here on Teed Off.
Thank you, Harry.
Also joining us, Dave Zimmaro. He is the assistant pro at Overbrook Golf Club, and recently named the winner of the Philadelphia section of the PGA's Teacher/Coach of the Year. Good to see you, Dave.
Thank you, Harry.
And from our little host club here, Lulu, he doesn't need an introduction.
Good morning, Harry. Good to see you.
He's Jim Sullivan. Sully, good to see you. Sully, we're kind of like here in the Northeast wrapping up the golf season. I don't know, for some people, especially I have a feeling here at Lulu, it never ends, right?
Year-round.
Yeah, it's a
year-round
year-round
fun
affair.
here.
But if there is such a thing as an end to one season, as you look back this year, what are some of the prominent memories for you individually as a golfer?
Slim pickings this year. I need to get onto Dave's schedule here in the coming weeks, or maybe early next spring.
Well, I don't know if Dave wants that or not, but
Yeah,
anyway,
it'd be a big task.
Right.
So thinking of, as I saw this as a question, thinking of positive. So the Philadelphia Amateur was at Union League, Liberty Hill, and Philadelphia Country Club. So at my age, to make it into match play would be a nice accomplishment. I think if I play well, I would do it and hopefully win a match or two. And I was battling through that 36-hole day and kind of the whole day right in that sort of 1 or 2 or 3 over neighborhood, and kind of just barely on the outside of the 32-man match play bracket, and gave up a couple shots late in the round, but then hit great shots and made a nice birdie on my last, the 36th hole of the day, to what I thought would get me into match play.
Was that at Philly or at Liberty
Philly
Hill?
Country, the 9th hole at Philly Country, and made about a 20-foot putt and hit all, 3 real good shots when I'm, nervous and working hard and really wanting to do it, and that would be the highlight. The next highlight would have to be my son, not really me, but my son really getting hooked on golf and playing a lot of golf and hitting good shots and hitting the ball. It took him about 6 months of playing to where he hits it further than me now.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's just turned 16, so he's been 15 most of this year, and he's gotten tall and he hits it far. And
he's got a handicap?
Yeah, if he breaks 90, he played well. But if he shoots 100, he played poorly. So he's in that.
But he can get it out there past the old
Hits
man.
it past me without any problem, and doesn't mind telling me about it either.
Sure. All right. Well, it's always, though, about getting it in the hole, as you know.
Well, I get it in the hole a little quicker than him for now, but probably not for long.
Okay. Dave, I don't know how much you get to play. I mean, you're on the practice range giving lessons, right?
It's rare. Yeah, it's a rare occasion. My lesson schedule is usually overly booked and booked out for months, but just to get out there is an accomplishment for me. And I'm just recently getting over a hand injury, so where I didn't think I was going to be able to play golf at all. So to get out a few times this year was a real accomplishment for me. Lucky enough to be able to get out there and play. And probably the highlight for me this year was introducing the game to my 6-year-old son. And he, right now, he loves it. So it took him out to Overbrook a few times, let him hit on the range, and dropped him back off at home, went back to work, and found out that he spent all afternoon playing in the backyard. So I think we have another future either golfer or teacher in the works. So
That's great.
It's really cool to see him enjoy the game right now.
I want to see you, ask you this question maybe. Is it tough to give lessons to a family member? I don't know if you have to answer that. Yes or no, do you think?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'll give it to you both ways. Yeah. Especially being dad, right? No, Dad. No, I don't want to listen to you, Dad. And I see it all the time where, a father has tried to tell his son the same exact thing that I'm getting ready to tell him, and he'll listen to me, but not the father. So it's a yes and no.
Sure.
Yep.
Joe, any real highlights for you this past golf season?
Many. I'm fortunate to play a lot of golf. In July, I took a trip to Charlottesville with my wife and played 3 public access golf courses. We stayed at Keswick, which is a pretty swanky place, really, really nice if you got some money to burn. The Pete Dye golf course there is fantastic, enjoyed it. Then I also played the Nest Par 3, which is a Davis Love design that is at the Boar's Head Resort, part of the University of Virginia. They took away 2 holes from the previous course, put in a really cool little 6-hole Par 3. Then finished playing at Meadow Creek, which is the municipal course for the city of Charlottesville. I went there to be the first group off. I knew it would be just like playing at Cobb's Creek. You had your locals there, right, that kind of own the course, but they saw me and they said, "You want to play with us?" So great, first group off. I'm wearing my Cobb's gear. One of the guys had done his MBA 25 years ago, played Cobb's, and he starts talking. He said, "Did you see that Golf Digest article that Ron Wetton did?" And I said, "Yeah, I saw it." And then we just kind of started talking more, and then he finally
You knew everything about Cobb's and then some.
He gave Ron all the info, probably.
He stopped dead in his tracks, and he's like, "You were the historian in that article, weren't you?" And I said, "Yes." And then we were actually planning as a 5-some. It was the most diverse group, and it was just fantastic, right? The rest of the round, for the next 3 hours, we just talked about Cobb's Creek and the ins and outs of that golf course. And
yeah, it's amazing, no matter how much you play the game or where you play the game, the intersectional connections, I guess, that develop over the course of an 18-hole afternoon, morning, whatever, round of golf, where somebody will say, "Hey, what's that shirt? What's that logo?" "Oh, I played there." And then for the rest of the day, you're talking about something that unifies you guys. No other sport has that, I don't think, especially on that personal, intimate level.
The social aspect is great.
It's really great. Panel, thank you. We'll be back. More of Inside Golf in just a moment. Designed by Donald Ross, Lulu Country Club is one of the premier private golf courses in Montgomery County. This classic 18-hole course boasts a new state-of-the-art clubhouse with many amenities for members to enjoy. Members are invited to play in events, tournaments, and enjoy guest privileges. For more information, contact membership@lulucc.com. The oldest state or regional golf association in the country hits a milestone this year. GAP celebrates its 125th birthday. Celebrating amateur golf since 1897, GAP has evolved to include 300-plus member clubs, more than 90,000 individual members. It offers events for males and females of all ages and ability levels. GAP continues to uphold its mission to preserve, protect, and promote the game of golf. Happy birthday, GAP.
While most drivers spend their lives going from point A to B, in America, we're all about point X. That's why our most versatile BMW X-Range vehicles are proudly manufactured right here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. The BMW X-Range, your next X-Venture, starts here. Hurry in to lease a 2023 BMW X5 X-Drive 40i for $879 per month.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Next week, coming up on the show, we'll be at the Darren Dalton Foundation annual golf event. It was held again at Huntington Valley Country Club, and a number of notable Philly alumni were there. Guys from that '93 championship team, as well as Larry Boa, for instance. And they'll all be talking about their favorite Dutch Dalton stories. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. We'll see you next time, next week from Huntington Valley, here on Inside Golf. The 25th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. Your next golf getaway is in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Visit montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By the Philadelphia Association of Golf Course Superintendents, a community of professionals enhancing the game of golf since 1925. Make sure you thank your golf course superintendent today. By GAP, celebrating 125 years of amateur golf. By Jersey Man and Philly Man Magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. By the Haverford Trust Company. For life's must-haves, there's Haverford. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf.